Okay, so this is Reilly and Callie's Roadmap to Success video, and I just want to go over a couple of things that we chatted about today and during this session. So one of the first things is the petting with a purpose technique. So remember that petting with a purpose means that you only pet them when they're doing something that you would say like, good job, do it again, good boy, good girl, something like that, because petting includes rewarding, not just affection. So when you pet them, if they're being anxious, we're actually rewarding that anxiety type of behavior. So one of the biggest things for helping Reilly learn how to stop jumping up at you is not only the video we did above this one with the door exercise and shutting the door if he's getting too excitable, but not petting him if he starts to jump up or he's starting to crawl up onto you. He does a pretty good job at giving you a warning sign when he's calm in the house by putting one paw up and kind of starting to slither his way up. So remember at that point, if you were petting him for sitting and being a good boy, to just kind of take your hand away and look up. If you make a lot of eye contact with a dog when they're doing things you don't want them to do, like barking or kind of jumping up at you, they'll do it more. So the biggest thing is when he's doing that, or if Callie's doing it, just stop petting them immediately and look up and look kind of away from them. You can either look down or look away depending on what they're doing. Just make sure you're not making eye contact with them. The other thing with Callie is just to go over a couple of things that we talked about with building that confidence up is to have people come over and have them not look at her in the eyes. So we don't want to make direct eye contact. This is a little different than the eye contact I was talking about before. This is when she's in a fearful mode. Eye contact can make her anxious and more fearful. So the biggest thing when people come over is to have them, one, ignore her. Two, I want you to ignore her primarily, not in a negative way, just not saying like quiet or calm down, just ignore her. Have someone come in and try to get them to sit down and sit still for quite a while. Come on, guys. I'm just redirecting their attention, which we'll talk about in a second because they went over to the window. So I just want to reward them for coming back to me. So I'm just going to give them each a treat. So when someone new comes over, also the living room is over this way, so I had my back like this to her. So that way I wasn't even close to making eye contact. When she would come over to kind of get near me, I would intentionally put my hand down so she could come over and smell my hand. And if she did, I didn't move to try to pet her. I just let her smell me and let her kind of gather information about me and build that trust. It wasn't until she came over and stood right by my side and had her head right next to my legs that I started to pet her, because that was an indicator that she was calm enough and trusted me enough that she would stand next to me. But that took probably about a half an hour before she let me do that. With men, that might take longer. Now, the biggest thing is if she comes over and starts to let you pet her, or she engages with someone new, you don't want them to go over and try to go up to her and initiate contact for quite a while, because that'll make her nervous. I still wouldn't go over and try to pet her first. I want her to keep coming over to me, and I would probably wait several times of coming over, maybe 3 or 4 times before I walk over and try to pet her without her initiating contact with me. So those are different ways. Come on, guys. Those are different ways that you can help her kind of build confidence. When someone comes over that she's too nervous to come up to them, what you can do, is have them toss a treat onto the ground. Then you might want to have Reilly in his crate because he'll probably steal the treat. But put Reilly away in his kennel and then let whoever's over toss treats on the floor to build her confidence. She'll be able to smell them on the treats, and also she'll start to make that positive association. The other big thing that we talked about today is how to help them not bark out the window. The biggest thing first is to make sure that we're building specific time to sit by the window with treats to help to redirect their attention. So when they see someone coming by, you get treats out, redirect them, call them over, give them both treats. So you're teaching them when they see something to pretty much learn how to ignore it. It's fine for them to look out the window if they're not barking, but to stop the barking, we want to intentionally get them to redirect, and that's just by calling their names, giving them treats. In the beginning, if there's a lot of things going on, it might have to be like treat, 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 giving them lots of treats. And then as you work on this, you can wait longer and longer. They can look outside, say you wait maybe 2 or 3 seconds, count to 2 or 3 in your head, and then call them over, give them a treat. So you're building up their stamina, if you will, to be able to look outside. When you're not working on this for the next couple of weeks, I want to encourage you to close your blinds so they're not barking and looking out the window when you're not able to work with them. So you get some time off. That's important. So they're not, regressing and doing the negative behavior, but you also get time off, as it's unrealistic for you to sit by the window at all periods of time when you're home. And then last, I just want to remind you that everything you do trains your dog, only sometimes you mean it.
All right.